And we are back. Mock draft season now that the NFL season has officially ended. For those of you who didn't see it, the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 38-35, where I was actually very close to my prediction. I had the Chiefs winning 41-30, which was a total of 71 points scored, and the actual score was 73. So 2 points off of what the actual total score was. I'll take it, but anyway, that changes it up in a slight bit. In my notes, I went off of what it had. They had the Eagles at 31 and 63. Now I just had some arrows indicating switch them around. Starting out though, first overall pick, Chicago Bears. This is going to be no trades, and this is going to have little to do with free agency. It's going to be people I think are going to go, who are going to leave free agency, but I'm not going to have where I think they're going to sign. So for example, Derek Carr, he's obviously going to leave the Raiders no matter what. But, I'm not going to say he's going to go to this team or that team since it hasn't been confirmed yet. Starting off, we have the Bears. I think they are going to take, in my personal opinion, the best player in the class, edge rusher Will Anderson Jr. out of Miami. Or not Miami, Alabama. I think he's the best player, or at least best non-quarterback. Obviously, some quarterbacks might be better because their careers are going to be more impressive if they do better. Starting off now with the Texans at 2, I think they are going to double down with the Alabama. I think they're going to go Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama. In my personal opinion, the best quarterback in the class, and I think, since we don't have any trades, no one's going to trade up to number 1 to snipe Bryce Young from the Texans. I think the Texans have a wide open shot in this scenario. Third pick, we have the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're going to go defensive tackle Jalen Carter out of Georgia. I think he has risen up the board a lot as of late, and I think he's going to go here to the Cardinals. At number 4, we have the Colts, and I think they are going to go quarterback Will Levis out of Kentucky. I don't think they're going to take Bryce Young, who in my opinion is second best quarterback. I think they're going to take the third best quarterback in my opinion, Will Levis, who a lot of people, including myself, think the most NFL ready. And I feel like the Colts are just trying to end that carousel. So I think that's what we're going to see. I think then we have the Seahawks, who are going to take Myles Murphy, edge out of Clemson. The Seahawks, they don't have a lot of issues at the moment, and the issues they do have, I feel like, are very fixable in this year's draft, so I think they're going to start out strong with Myles Murphy. At pick 6, we have Detroit Lions. This is going to be my first reach. We're going all the way down to 16. I think they're going to go Keely Ringo, cornerback out of Georgia. I think, for some reason, the best cornerback in the draft. I don't know why he's all the way down there at 16, but I think that's who they're going to take with a glaring need there. I think then with the Raiders at 7, they're going to take C.J. Stroud, quarterback out of Ohio State. It just lines up. I think almost guaranteed we're going to have a quarterback out of the 3 who already went available there. And I think we're going to see a team, take their shot on C.J. Stroud. Number 8, I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. We have the Falcons. I'm going to go, I know it says Quentin Johnston's number 1 receiver, but I think they're going to pair up the USC's with Drake London and Jordan Addison. It just feels like a fit to me. Number 9, we have the Panthers. And once again, another reach here. We're going to go all the way down to 17. I think they're going to take linebacker Trenton Simpson. A big need, I feel like, for the Panthers, but they are reaching a bit. But I feel like he can be forgiven. At number 10, we have the Eagles. This isn't their actual pick. This is from another team. And I think they are going to take Tyree Wilson, edge out of Texas Tech. I don't know why he keeps scrolling down there. I think he's a great player. I think he is honestly kind of the last, besides Brian Breesy, good, pick that is like non-secondary defense. You look at it, you got edge, linebacker, D-line. I think him and Brian Breesy, who we can obviously hear at number 9, is kind of the final two guys. At number 11, I have the Titans taking Paris Johnson Jr., tackle out of Ohio State. I think the Titans are in a lot of need of a tackle, just an O-lineman in general. I think he falls right there to him. Next, we have the Texans with their second first-round pick. And I think they're going to double down on the offensive skill position. They won quarterback the first round. I think they're going to pair up a great wide receiver, taking Quentin Johnson at number 12 out of TCU. Next, we have the Jets at number 13. And I think the Jets are looking to pair a great corner with Sauce Gardner. I think they're going to go Joey Porter, cornerback out of Penn State. And that leads me to my next pick with Cam Smith, back-to-back cornerbacks. This one being to the Patriots out of South Carolina. Next, we have the Packers, who, in this scenario, we don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers, but technically he's still on the team, so we're going to assume in this scenario, since he's still on the team, he hasn't announced retirement yet, that he is going to return to the Packers next season. And I think because of that, they're going to take wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State. Receiver always been a big need for the Packers, and I think they're finally going to take one in the first round here. At 16, we have the Commanders, and I think they're going to take cornerback Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. Yeah, you can tell there's a specific player here who is slipping. Next, I think we're going to see the Steelers take Peter Skoronski, tackle out of Northwestern at 17. Probably the biggest issue for the Steelers. That or cornerback, but with Christian Gonzalez off the board, I think that's kind of the last good corner for a while. We see him go. And finally, projected to go 9th overall, fell all the way down to 18. We're going to see Brian Breesy get paired up with Aiden Hutchinson, and they're going to create a good duo, I feel like. Next, we have... Oh, I couldn't tell what I wrote down. The Buccaneers, they're going to take running back Bijan Robinson out of Texas. I wrote my J weird. It looked like it said Biden or Biden, something. But yeah, I feel like the Buccaneers have a very lackluster running back core. I feel like they could pair someone up with either Zamir White or Lenny. And I feel like Bijan Robinson is the perfect guy there. At number 20, we have the Seahawks with yet another pick. And I think they're going to go safety Brian Branch out of Alabama. I feel like Brian Branch is a worthy safety to go in the first round. Normally, we don't see a lot of both safeties and running backs, but we have at least one here. And yeah, with the Chargers now, I think they're going to go Broderick Jones, tackle out of Georgia. Chargers are always a team that's working on their O-line, and I feel like this is going to be no different. Next, at 22, we have the Ravens, who I think are going to go on a bit of a reach there. In this scenario, I think we don't know what's going to happen with Lamar Jackson, but at the moment, he's still on the team. And I think they're going to go all the way down to 32 here and pick up wide receiver Josh Downs out of North Carolina to make him happy. Now we have Minnesota at 23. We all know what their big need is. It's going to be cornerback. And lucky for them, not too far down the board is Clark Phillips III out of Utah. And I think they're going to pounce on that. Next, we have the Jaguars, who shocked a lot of people this season. I think we're going to see them improve their secondary. I think they're going to go Antonio Johnson, safety out of Texas A&M. Next, at 25, we have the Giants, who also surprised a lot of people. And I think we're going to see them go. Noah Sewell, linebacker out of Oregon. Another player I could see them taking is tight end Michael Myers, but I feel like a tight end is not as big of a need as a linebacker for the Giants. I feel like there's some solid tight ends who will be set to hit the market. Maybe we see an Evan Ingram reunion. Number 26, we have the Cowboys, who I think we're going to see our second running back taken, Jahmyr Gibbs. With Ezekiel Elliott not playing very well and Tony Pollard set to leave for free agency, I think they're going to need to get a new running back. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs is a perfect player for this spot. At number 27, we have the Buffalo Bills, and I think they're going to go guard O'Cyrus Torrence. We saw the Bills O-line that division game against the Bengals. They really need to upgrade it. Next, at number 28, we have the Bengals, and I think they're going to go Isaiah Foskey, edge out of Notre Dame. Not a big need, but definitely doesn't hurt. We're just going to scroll up. Next, we have the Saints. The Saints don't actually pick here, but, well, they do, but the Saints isn't their, actual pick. This is another team that they got. And I think we're going to see the final quarterback go in the first round, Anthony Richardson out of Florida. I feel like with Derek Carr saying he does not want to play for the Saints, in a way, denying the trade request, I feel like the Saints now are going to probably roll with either Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton, and they're going to draft Anthony Richardson, let Anthony Richardson sit a year, and then we're going to see it. At number 30, we have the Eagles, who I think are going to take Henry Tutu, linebacker out of Alabama. There's no real reason behind that besides on this. It says that they need a linebacker. I'm not no draft expert, by the way, so don't expect. I don't know who a lot of these people are. I'm just going by their list. So, and then finally, well, this is 2 rounds, but the final pick in the first round, because the Dolphins had to tamper with Tom Brady. Turns out you ain't getting him regardless, or Sean Payton. We're going to see the Chiefs at 31. They're going to take edge B.J. Ojulari out of LSU. Now we're heading into round 2, where we have the Seals with the first pick because the Bears traded a second-round pick, which ended up being the first pick in the second round, for Chase Claypool. That did not end very well. And we're going to see the Steelers take Devin Witherspoon, cornerback out of Illinois. Like I said, the 2 needs for the Steelers, corner, O-line, they managed to get both of them very early in the draft. I think they can kind of relax now. They still have another pick in this draft, so yeah. Next, though, at 33, we have the Texans, and I think they're going to go with Felix Anudike-Uzomah, edge out of Kansas State. Texans really getting a lot of good picks in here. I think they've mastered the draft. And yeah. Next, we have the Cardinals at 34, and I think we're going to see them skip over Keyshawn Boot, and are going to take Rashee Rice, receiver out of SMU. And I think then we're going to see the Colts be shocked that they passed over Keyshawn Boot, we'll just say, and they're going to take him out of LSU. And now we see the Rams, who, well, they didn't have a first-round pick, went all in, failed, and I think they're now going to try and regather themselves. I think they are going to go with linebacker Drew Sanders out of Arkansas. Next, we have the Seahawks, and I don't think the receiver train is done. I think the receiver train is not done yet. I think we're going to see Zay Flowers, receiver out of Boston College, end up going to the Seahawks to pair with Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf to create a very good trio, hopefully. Next, we have the Raiders at 38. Getting a rookie quarterback, they're going to want to invest in the offensive line to make that better. They're going to take Antoine Harrison, tackle out of Oklahoma. Number 39, we have the Panthers. And let me drink some water quickly. I don't know where he is, but a while ago he was like very high up. I don't know why I'm scrolling for him. Here he is, all the way down at 59, 20 picks from now. I have the Panthers taking Hendon Hooker, quarterback out of Tennessee. I think they're going to want a quarterback. And I feel like Hendon Hooker, we saw what he did with Tennessee this year. I think they're going to take him. Next, we have the Saints at 40, and I think they're going to go with safety J.L. Skinner. I feel like safety's a big need for him. We've been losing Marcus Williams and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Their starting safeties a few years ago, both gone, and I feel like it's a really big need. Next, we have the Titans at 41, and I think they're going to take tight end Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame. It just makes sense. He fell all the way down here. I think the Titans are not going to pass up on a talent as such. Next, we have the Browns, who I think are going to take Siaki Ika. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Defensive tackle out of Baylor. Really try and bolster their D-line. Their defense was their strong part last year. I feel like with Deshaun Watson definitely struggling, I think we're going to see an improvement. Next, we have the Jets, who I think are going to take Nolan Smith, edge out of Georgia. Is that Georgia? Does it say what college? It does. I had that written down in my notes wrong. I had him for some reason at USC. Guess I maybe missed it. I'm trying to think of who I could have got it wrong with. Because the one guy who could be Tui Tuipulotu, I have down as USC as well. That kind of suppose I have him going this draft, but oh well. Anyway, now where were we? We just drafted Nolan Smith. I have the Falcons taking Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback out of Mississippi State. I feel like the Falcons are going to try and get someone to pair up with A.J. Terrell, and I think this is a great pick there. He was projected to go 44, and he's going to go 44. Next, we have the Packers, and I think they're going to take Darnell Washington, tight end out of Georgia. Once again, the tight end's falling, and I think the Packers are going to enjoy that a lot. Next, we have the Patriots at 46, and I think they're going to go Gervin Dexter, defensive tackle out of Florida. Really try and bolster that defense with a questionable offense now with how, Mac Jones played. Interested to see what happens. Next, we have the Commanders, and I think they're going to take yet another safety in this draft, Jordan Battle out of Alabama. We have a lot of safeties. I want to say that's 4 now. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. And I think with the next pick, we're going to see the Lions. They're going to take wide receiver Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee. Try and pair with Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. We don't know what's going to happen with DJ Shark, but at the moment he's going to stay on the team. I don't see him getting signed for more than a 1-year deal, though. So Jalen Hyatt could kind of sit a year and then, be good to go next season. Next, we have Pittsburgh, and I think I'm going to double down on O-line this draft. Take John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota. Who's a center. And yeah, I think we're going to see the Buccaneers. They're going to take Tuipulotu, whatever his name is, out of USC edge. And I think we're going to see Miami, with their first pick in this draft, take offensive tackle Darnell Wright. Try and get some protection to Tua, who, as we know, got injured a few times this season. But he played very well when he was healthy. So, I think the biggest concern is keeping Tua healthy. Next, we have the Seahawks. Another pick. Shocking. I think they're going to go also in the O-line direction and take Jared Patterson, guard out of Notre Dame. It's a bit of a reach, but I think they're really trying to get all the pieces they need, and I think that's going to help them out. Next, we have Chicago, who I think is going to take DeJuan Jones, tackle out of Ohio State. I think just a big need for the Bears, keeping Justin Fields, healthy, is going to be a primary concern and making him feel protected. Next, we have the Chargers, and I think they're going to go with Marvin Mims, receiver out of Oklahoma, the pair with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Next, we have Detroit, and I think we're going to see, yes, I don't mind spoiling it, our final safety, Brandon Joseph, out of Notre Dame. We've had 5 safeties go in the first 2 rounds. That has to be mind-blowing. But I think that's going to end now. We now have the Jaguars, who I think are going to take cornerback Eli Ricks out of Alabama. Jaguars, as you can tell, is really bolstering their defense because I think they have confidence in their offense enough. Next, we have the Giants at 57, and I think they're going to take Cedric Tillman, wide receiver out of Tennessee, with Wan'Dale Robinson being arguably the best receiver there, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slay, and we don't know what's going to happen with them. Giants need to take a receiver. Next, we have the Cowboys, and I think they're going to take Tre'Vius Hodges-Tomlinson, cornerback out of TCU, pair someone with Trayvon Diggs. Their cornerbacks play very well this year, but at the same time, I feel like you're definitely trying to improve on that position. At 59, we have the Bills. And I'm going to throw out a curveball. I think they're going to take Devin Achane instead of Zach Charbonnet. So I think that's who they're going to take. I then have the Bengals at 60 being shocked they passed up on Zach Charbonnet, and I think that's who they're going to take. I don't personally see Joe Mixon staying there very long past his stay because, how he played last season and his off-season allegations, which, weren't true, but just to be safe. Next, the Panthers, I think, at 61 are going to take Tyreek Stevenson. I don't see him anywhere. There he is, cornerback out of Miami, Florida. Really bolstering that, trying to fix a broken secondary. Next, we have the Eagles, who I think are going to take Cody Mauch, tackle out of North Dakota State. With Lane Johnson getting older, this isn't, an immediate player, in my opinion. This is someone who's going to replace Lane Johnson. Like I said, I don't know a lot of these players. This just says tackle. I don't know if he's a right tackle or a left tackle. I don't think they take a left tackle, but if this is a right tackle, I think, take him. And finally, the Chiefs at 63, they are going to take Jalen Duncan, tackle out of Maryland. And I just want you to look quickly and tell me what positions you see. I see a bunch of edge and tight ends. You look. You notice one linebacker in there, and Owen Popo. You have Lucas Van Ness, Derek Hall, Dalton Kincaid, Andre Carter II, Tucker Kraft, Cameron Latu. Those are 6 players who share 2 positions. It just goes to show, in my opinion, that these positions are kind of not as big of a need as people are hyping it up to be, because people took very good ones early in the draft, and I feel like there are other positions team could go after than these edges. So, in my prediction, 3rd round, we're not doing 2 rounds. I think we're going to see a lot of these edges and tight ends go almost immediately. So, Jalen Duncan is the final pick. And there's our draft results. I hope you enjoyed. I did. I will see you guys next time, which will be tomorrow with our first XFL video ever on the channel. It's going to be power rankings. Don't expect the first one to be good. I have no knowledge of a lot of these players. I'm an NFL guy. I don't really look into other leagues, such as the XFL and college football, as you can tell. I mainly just, for the SFL, I'm going to do what I did with the USFL, and I just every week look at the score and the record of the teams. And for college football, I watch Ohio State and then the playoffs. That's about it. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. And I don't know when there will be a second mock draft. I know it will be sometime during the free agency period, whether it's going on during it or, towards the end, what have you not. But there's going to be one then. There's going to be one like right before the draft. Schedule. I tweeted this on Twitter. I actually made a mistake. So we're going to address it now. With this mock draft, we're going to just, have that. There will be Bears franchise from now on Mondays. Unless there's a special occasion of the video. But, so yeah. So Bears franchise will be on Mondays. On Tuesdays, there will be XFL Power Rankings. Wednesday, XFL Predictions. On Thursday, excluding this Thursday, there will be Bears franchise. But on this Thursday, there will be the final Power Rankings of the season. After everything is ended, after all the playoffs and everything. So, yeah. And then Friday, Bears franchise. And there will be Bears franchises on Thursdays, just not this Thursday. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed. And that's the new schedule. This schedule will change. Once the XFL season is over, I'm probably going to stop after week 10. I think they're doing 10 weeks and then the playoffs. I'm not going to do a playoffs with 4 teams at max. I don't think they're going to do 4 teams or more than 4 teams. So, yeah, goodbye.